What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I'm going to be talking about the most washed fighters in the UFC. As you can see on the screen right now, I put up a picture. This has been going around on Twitter and Instagram. It's basically the losing streaks of some of the most popular fighters in the UFC. You know, Tony Ferguson, Petr Yan, Dominic Reyes, Kamaru Usman, Conor McGregor. Um, you know, Tai Tuivasa, if I already said that name, I don't know. I have CTE, but I'm not washed. You know what I'm saying? Trust. I'm not washed like the dishes. Trust. But I'm just going to be talking about these guys and if I think they're washed or not. And just basically talking about the epidemic of as soon as a fighter loses like two fights in a row, bro, pack it up, retire, you know, get the fucking 401k ready, bro. Your career's done. And I'm just going to give my opinions on this topic. Let's go straight into Tony Ferguson. Pause. Tony Ferguson, fan favorite, just lost to Paddy Pimblett, okay? 40 years old. He's on a 7-fight losing streak. He's changing coaches every single camp. This guy, as sad as it is to say, this is the dictionary definition of a washed fighter. This is what it looks like, okay? This is our test subject. This is our baseline, okay? A lot of people say, "Oh, but he's only lost a good competition." Every time Tony Ferguson gets a fight booked, this is the cycle of life. Tony, please retire. He gets a fight booked. Hey, I don't know, man. I saw him training wrestling on Embedded. Hey, I don't know. He's only lost a good competition. It's not who he's losing to. That's the problem, okay? It's how he's losing. It's literally like the scene from fucking Space Jam when they get their soul taken away and Charles Barkley doesn't know how to dribble the ball anymore, you know? He's just declined so much physically. His skills are gone. He doesn't have good defense. He can't box. You know, his wrestling takedown defense is cooked. Everything about Tony Ferguson, this is what washed is. This is the definition of washed. Okay, and it's so sad to see, but Tony Ferguson is definitely a guy who I believe needs to retire immediately. Okay, let's move on. I don't like talking about MMA like this, but I just want to talk about some of these guys. I promise they're not all washed, all right? Let's talk about Tai Tuivasa. I love Tai Tuivasa. I'm an Australian man. I am also Charles Oliveira. I'm not Steve Erceg, okay, guys? But dude, I just got to be real. I believe Tai Tuivasa is done in MMA. I believe he is washed, if that's what you want to say. Because there's more than just the losses, right? Like, again, he's lost to good competition. He hasn't lost to bums, you know. He rebounded really well from that losing streak he went on early in his UFC career when he got finished by Sergey Spivak in Australia and then left the promotion, came back, right? He's rebounded well. But since then, he's lost to Sergey Pavlovich, Cyril Gane, right? Solid Alexander Volkov, nothing to be ashamed of. But it's the way that he's losing. You know, the Pavlovich fight, that was just a bad idea. You know, that he took that for the money, he took that for the time off, right? That's a bad reason to be fighting in the UFC and heavyweight, bro. You know what I'm saying? And just the decline in terms of the motivation. He just like that Volkov fight, bro, was like shaking his head immediately into the fight. And dude, I'm gonna say this, bro. I fucking love Tai Tuivasa. I want to see him come back and win. I knew he was cooked in the fucking UFC 293 Embedded when I seen this dude training at Planet Fitness. I seen this dude in the gym training in a public fucking gym. There's literally a chick on a fucking escalator here, right? The rugby, the cricket's on as well, right? He's on the treadmill with the boys, right? Nothing wrong with that, all right? You know, that's all goods, right? But then I see this. There's literally people here lifting. There's literally, dude, you're a top 10 UFC fighter. Bro, you headlined a fight night 2 fights ago. There's literally just people doing lateral raises in here. This guy's running up and down the halls. People are sitting here waiting for PTs. This guy's literally like training in Planet Fitness, dude. I just knew when I saw this, I was like, okay. He's like he's saying this is the hardest camp he's ever had in his life. It's like, dude, you're running up and down the halls in a public gym, you know? This is what we're seeing, bro. Like, I know this is like the last week of training, you know? This is all hard stuff, but I don't know, man. I just feel like the motivation for Tai Tuivasa is just not there. It's sad to see. I think he's made his money and I think he's happy with his life. And I respect him. I think he's a really cool dude. He's got a good business going as well with the FTA and the fucking Drink West. I like Tai Tuivasa. He's a fucking G. But in terms of his UFC prospects as a champion or as a top contender, I think he's done. All right, let's talk about my boy Dominic Reyes. Why does this always happen to the nicest dudes in the UFC? Why haven't we seen this happen to like TJ Dillashaw? Why haven't we seen this happen to like who's another guy that we all dislike? You know, why haven't we seen this happen to like universally disliked fighters? Where's this for Ian Gary? Where's this for Covington that you guys hate? You know what I mean? Why is this happening to nice guys like Dominic Reyes, Tai Tuivasa, you know? Dominic Reyes, unfortunately, I believe he is washed. He is another guy that I think, you know, there's still talent there. There's still skills there, but you can't be losing to Ryan Spann brutally, dude. You can't be making Ryan Spann look like a contender, dude. You know, it's over. It's Jova. It's grits, whatever you want to say. He just can't take a punch anymore from a heavy hitter at light heavyweight, and that's fucking basically everybody, dude. So I just think it's a tall task, and it's just unrealistic to think Reyes is going to be back fighting for the belt. You know, he's still young, like, but he just needs to either go full grappling like Glover Teixeira, like he just needs to just grapple the entire fight. You know, maybe that's what he becomes, but right now I feel like he's more on the side of it's kind of over than, well, you know, if you actually look at it, it's not that bad. You know, it is pretty bad. So I'm going to say Dominic Reyes, unfortunately, I don't believe that there's like explanation for this. I think it's just like, yeah, you know, he's had some bad losses and it's not the guys he's losing to. I think Ryan Spann is one of those ones where you go, okay, yeah, the chin is just gone. It's not like, well, you know, Yuri Prohaska is dangerous. Well, you know, Jan Blachowicz, well, you know, Jones, right? It's the physical side with the chin. So now let's talk about the other end of this spectrum, all right? And I ain't talking about that like Justin Gaethje, Islam Makhachev type spectrum. I'm talking about guys that on paper they look washed, but I'm just gonna make the case that they're not actually that washed. And you know what? Petr Yan. All right, Yan Sexuals, it's your time, dude. He's not actually that washed. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, dude. I've been thinking about this. I'm like, hold on a second. Let me cook. He's only lost to O'Malley, Merab, and Aljo, the top 3 bantamweights in the world, right? And he was beating Aljo the first time. And people think he beat O'Malley. I don't think he beat O'Malley. I think O'Malley won. It's very funny how MMA fans, if you're O'Malley, damage doesn't count. It's all about control time. But, you know, it is what it... And then against Aljo, nah, bro, damage is where it's at. All right, make your mind up. Okay? But listen, very close fights, losses to the last 2 champions, and Merab, who's a top contender, who people think will be champion, right? Those are not bad losses to have. The Merab fight was very, like... 50-45, like that is bad, right? You don't want to get 50-45 by Merab. You don't want to make him look like a fucking champion. But that being said, you know, Yan still showed good skills. He still showed good abilities in terms of his grappling, his striking. And we saw the same against O'Malley. He rocked O'Malley worse than anybody's ever rocked him before. He was taking down O'Malley better than Aljo did. That's how MMA works. That makes sense, right? But he just looks smaller and older every time I see this guy. I'm going to put a picture on screen right now of him training with Muhammad Makayev. And bro literally looks 40 years old. I don't know what the fuck he's been going through. Bro's been going through it in fucking Thailand, dude. He's been catfished by the lady boys one too many times, dude. He's aging fucking crazy right now. But I don't think it's the end for Petr Yan. I do think, you know what? I think he should move down to flyweight. Seeing him get physically mogged by Muhammad Makayev, like Makayev looks way bigger than him. There's just no excuse that this guy can't make flyweight, and I think it would do good for his energy and his like motivation. I feel like it could be like a Jose Aldo type thing where he goes down to flyweight, and you're telling me this guy wouldn't have a competitive fight with Brandon Moreno? Like he wouldn't be able to beat like an Amir Albazi? You know, so I think Petr Yan down to flyweight might be the answer to solve him looking washed or to solve his problems right now. But no, I don't actually think Petr Yan is washed. I think it's explainable why he lost those fights and why he lost them. All right, let's move on. Kamaru Usman ain't washed. I'm sick. I'm kind of weirded out by it. I'm sick of seeing it. I'm a Usman fan. All right. It's very weird how people are like talking about Usman like he's done in the sport. They're like, oh man, Prime Usman would destroy Chimaev. Prime Usman was 2 fights ago, bro. What are you talking about, man? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Prime Usman, that was 2 fucking months ago, bro. Like, no, I'm just kidding. That was like a year ago, bro. What are you talking about, Prime Usman, dude? But yeah, they've got all these excuses for this guy losing to Leon Edwards, or why Leon Edwards beat him. They're like, oh, Prime Usman beats Leon in the trilogy, not gonna lie. Oh, dude, if Usman wasn't injured, I think he would have beat Leon. He already did beat Leon, bruh, before his prime. They've had 3 close fights. The second fight was very, Usman was winning. The third fight was very competitive as well. So all these excuses for Kamaru Usman as if he's washed up. But then when Colby Covington loses to Leon Edwards, he fucking sucks, dude. Dude, Colby fucking sucks, dude. He's overrated as fuck, dude. You're making your boy Leon look bad when you do that shit, dude. Just give Usman, just be like, wow, the fact that Leon Edwards has beat Prime Usman twice is crazy. The fact that Chimaev has beat Usman is crazy, right? But no, we can't do that, bro. We can't give Chimaev credit. So Usman is washed now, and we don't see the irony of saying that, because now it makes Leon look bad if you try and excuse it as, oh, it's not Prime Usman. It is Prime Usman. He's not washed. He ain't washed, bro. Like, this can happen to any great fighter. You're telling me that you fight a guy that figured out how to beat you, and he gets to fight in turf, right? And he beats you again in a very close decision. You're not washed up. That's just like a guy has your number, right? A guy has your number, like your Israel Adesanya, trust, all right? But listen, dude, he ain't washed. He ain't washed. He hasn't lost any of the things that make him great. He's not any more injured and wobbly-cobbly than he was before he fought Leon. Like, we already knew he was made of fucking cobblestone, dude. But yeah, having a close fight with Chimaev on short notice, losing that fight, very, very close decision, and two close losses against Leon Edwards, you're not washed, bro. You're not washed. I really believe he could still beat guys at middleweight and still beat guys at welterweight. He's not. I just think putting him in this conversation of, oh man, I miss Prime Usman, he ain't gone. He ain't gone. He's just had 2 close losses lately. So I just think that Usman being in the washed conversation is very disingenuous, and you just got to look at the context of these things. I think 0-3 looks bad. I mean, going on Usman's Tapology, seeing 3 losses in a row is so trippy, but if you actually watch those fights all in a row, you can just be like, dude, you know what? He still got it, but it's just, he just needs to recalibrate, maybe get a bit more aggressive, maybe wrestle a bit more and just push through the pain at the end part of his career. But Kamaru Usman, you're not washed, brother. I'm here to save you, all right? Last one, there is a man that I haven't talked about in this video yet. Conor McGregor, he ain't washed. I'm fucking sick of this shit, dude. I'm going to play a clip right now of Lucas Tracy saying this guy needs to be fighting Jared Gordon and Jordan Levitt, dude. What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Conor should fight Paddy Pimblett. Conor should fight Jordan Levitt. Conor should fight Jared Gordon. These are the matchups that Conor should be taking on. These are tough fights for Conor McGregor.
I've seen this man, I've seen other people in his chat agree with him, that Jim Miller would beat Conor McGregor. Who else? Jared Gordon would beat Conor McGregor. Are you fucking serious right now, bruh? Are you fucking serious, dog? Come on, man. Come on now, dog. Come on, man. You know you're fucking tripping, dude. You know you're tripping, bro. Look at these losses of this washed up guy, man. Damn, Dustin Poirier, the top contender that everyone was picking to beat Justin Gaethje, dude. Dude, damn, Khabib Nurmagomedov, the greatest lightweight of all time, did better against him than anybody else. Nate Diaz on short notice. Nate Diaz was ranked number 5 when this happened, by the way. Nobody talks about that. They want to embarrass him bad for that one. Beat Nate Diaz right after with a full camp. Crazy how that works. But dude, I'm not saying Conor McGregor is going to end up champ again. I'm not saying he's going to destroy Michael Chandler. I believe that's a possibility to beat Michael Chandler. I don't think he ever beats Islam. I don't think he ever beats, Justin Gaethje at the moment. I think Prime McGregor could beat Justin Gaethje, right? Because he is past his prime. He is not like Usman where it's like, well, he still looks exactly the same. He's just had close losses. Like, no, he's definitely past his prime, but he's not fucking Tony Ferguson level. People comparing this guy to Tony Ferguson, that's just disrespectful as fuck. I'm not going to lie, dude. You know right now, deep in your heart, bro. I don't mean to get real with you, bro. Deep in your heart, bro. You know Conor McGregor would do terrible things to Tony Ferguson if they fought right now. I feel like the comparisons of this guy to these unranked guys, it's just disrespectful. It's just ridiculous. There's no fucking way Conor McGregor, who looked good against Poirier in both of his losses against him, even though one of them shouldn't be a loss. Leg injury, nothing Poirier did. That's not a loss in my opinion. That's just an injury, right? Nobody's picking fucking Uriah Hall to beat anybody. Well, you know, he TKO'd Chris Weidman via leg kick injury. That's not how it works, you know? So I just don't think that is a sign of like, oh my God, Conor McGregor's terrible. He's on a 2-fight losing streak. Well, he's lost one fight, really. Like, he lost one fight against Poirier, who's good, right? But yeah, dude, I don't know. I think McGregor needs to come back. He needs to get in shape. But as of right now, I'm not ready to say he is washed. He's done. He's gonna lose to everybody. If you think he loses to Michael Chandler, that's fair. But if you're agreeing that he loses to fucking Jared Gordon and you know, Jim Miller, brother, we have to check this moment. We have to and we have to cancel many remaining live streams, brother. But these are my thoughts on the most washed fighters in the UFC. These are the guys that everyone's talking about in terms of washed and, you know, retirement and, oh, it's over for them. Let me know what you guys think of these fighters down below and what you think of my opinions. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try and keep the daily videos coming. Yeah, drop a like, subscribe, follow me on the gram at Bedtime MMA. See you in the next video, boys. Goodbye.